Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hallmark Guy Podcast. I am Baptiste, the Hallmark Guy, and today I'm going to recap and review a 2026 Hallmark Channel movie. We're going to talk about All's Fair in Love and Mahjong. It premiered on Saturday, May 9th, 2026 at 8/7 Central on Hallmark Channel. It was the second new 2026 Made for Moms movie, and it starred Fiona Gubelman, Paul Campbell, and a Hallmark star-studded supporting cast: Melissa Peterman, Tamara Mori Housley, and Jan K. Crisolo. So, in the movie, Ronnie, played by Fiona, is a Mahjong superfan, and she often plays with her friends Melissa, Carly, and Shelley, respectively played by Melissa, Tamara, and Yankee. For work, she is a school nurse, but they are about to demote her to part-time. She is divorced, and her daughter is leaving for college. She had an agreement with her ex-husband that when their daughter would leave for college, she would let him sell the house, but she does not want to. There are a lot of repairs to do in the house to get it ready for sale. At school fair, Ronnie teaches how to play mahjong and meets Ben, played by Paul. He proposes to her to do all the repairs in her home for free if she starts teaching mahjong at the living community his mom just moved into and where she feels lonely. Ronnie agrees, and after that, the demand of classes increases. She becomes very popular and begins to think that she could maybe afford to buy her ex husband out of their house. She also gets closer to Ben, and they even kiss. To buy the house, Ronnie needs a loan, but unfortunately, just classes here and there is not enough, and the bank won't support her. But just as she thinks she's about to lose the house, and she is even throwing a goodbye party, the community college where she had taught some classes puts her on contract, and that is enough for the bank. She gets to keep the house, continue her business, and be in love with Ben. So as usual, we're going to start with what worked for me, and what worked for me, and it feels like I'm starting every week with that. It's just I love people at Hallmark. Is the cast. I love Fiona. I love Paul. Um, it's really kind of fun that we got the three Brenner brothers from the Three Wise Men movies have movies premiere back to back to back. Tyler had I'll Be Seeing You the following weekend. Andrew had Kentucky Roses, and then Paul finished with All Fair in Love and Mahjong. So of course I love Paul, love Fiona. They've been in so many Hallmark movies now, and Paul has really be with the Paul has been on there for so long. But I feel like with the Three Wise Men movies, he's really mm, put himself at the top. Now he's up there with like Andrew and Tyler of the huge Hallmark guys. So I like them. And the, can we talk about this star-studded cast? When it got what announced, I was like, what is the special occasion? How is it that we're having all these lead? Well, Melissa never led a Hallmark movie, but and Jan K is kind of a she's an symbol in the Science Will Deliver series, but all these huge Hallmark stars all together for a movie. Like, what's the occasion? And like, how are they going to make them all play in the movie? And we're going to talk about that a little later. But I was like, this is an event. Like this star-studded. I like the idea of having a star-studded cast, like Hallmark stars join forces. Like we kind of had that with Three Wise Men and The Wedding Veil and The Groomsman. Those create an event. It's like, oh my god, all these superstars, Hallmark powerhouses join together to make a movie. This is crazy. This is so cool. And talk about the cast. I mean, I love Fiona, I love Paul, but I mean, you have Melissa Peterman, who I'm a huge fan of. Tamara Mori Housley. I grew up uh watching reruns of Sister Sister, and d- two big names in like sitcoms and broadcast television, and Tamara has led Hallmark movies, and Jan K. Cristolo, which I don't necessarily, I'm not very familiar with her work. I'm more familiar with her directing. I've seen movies she directed. I would have said this is the first time I've seen her act. That's probably not true. I've probably seen her in other movies, but I'm not very familiar as much with her work as I am with the other ones. But she was great in the movie. So you have all these big Hallmark people joining forces, and I thought that was very cool, and I really liked that. Now let's move on to what I did not like, because unfortunately, yeah, that's the only thing that I liked about the movie. 2 hours in, 2 hours watching that for 2 hours if you count commercials, and I still don't know what mahjong is about or how you play it. I understand its styles. I understand the whole culture around it. There's different variations across the world. Don't know more about it. It's like I know it's more not about winning or whatever she says in the movie. Don't know what's the point of playing. Like what's the and how do you play it? Like what are you supposed to achieve and how do you play it? Don't know about it. Don't know nothing. So it's like that's a little disappointing. And and I wasn't super excited about the story at first because I did not really care about Mahjong coming into the movie, and well, that didn't make me care more about it. So I was like, yeah, Mahjong is this huge part of the story. She dances around the whole lore that is around Mahjong without telling us what Mahjong really is and how you play it. So I know it's tough probably to like incorporate into a movie, but like I feel like if you put it in the title, at least we have to come out of that movie knowing a little more about Mahjong than we knew coming into. So that was my first thing. Um, Second thing is I did not really see the chemistry between Ronnie and Ben. Love them both. They were cute, but like I don't know. Feel like it could have been a little more. Um, and and another thing, location matters so much to me, and I wasn't I did not like I don't know where they shot the movie. I did not like the house. I did not like the school. Um, the exterior were okay, but location, I wrote location, location, location. Location can throw me out so much. If it doesn't look like what I'm expecting, like real, like I love so much, and it's not supposed to be in small town. Maybe it is, but I love so much of a small town. And maybe I'm just wrong, and it's in a big city. I just forgot. I love the small town aspect, and when it's not in a small town, I needed to look like I don't know. I couldn't really tell where we were. And I don't know. I was thrown off by the location, by the house, by the school. I don't really know how to put it into words, but like I'm big onto location, really transported into the movie, transport me into the movie, and I just wasn't transported with these ones. And final thing, we talked about the star-studded cast before. To me, a huge issue of this movie is the underutilization of the casts. I wrote on Letterboxd. Let me pull it up because, of course, I did not write it in my notes, but I wrote as my review of the movie. Uh, and it should be a crime to underutilize a star-studded cast like this one. You have so you have Fiona and you have Paul. They are in most of the scenes. They are the lead, and then you have Melissa, Tamara, and Jan K, who most of the time have appeared for one scene between each commercial break. Once they appeared in two scenes. I think just once, maybe towards the end more, but like, and then there was a point between commercial breaks where we didn't see them. You have these three huge powerhouses. I understand as supporting cast, but they were so underutilized in that movie. They were popping up for a scene, and then at first I was like, please don't just have them in scenes where they're playing mahjong, like just around the table where they're playing mahjong. And no, thank God, we had them outside. We had them doing other stuff. But like, they were so underutilized to have all these people and these powerhouses again of Hallmark, and just have them popping up in scenes like that, almost cameos, and especially Melissa Peterman. She steals the spotlight in every scene that she is. Every single scene where Melissa was in the scene, you knew you were gonna laugh, and she was like, "Okay, what is Melissa gonna say? I wanna see I wanna hear from Melissa." And that is the same in everything that she is. I'm a huge fan of hers. Uh, Reba, Baby Daddy, Happiest Place, she is my favorite character, uh, or one of my favorite characters in all these shows. And Hall Out the Holly, as much as I love the ensemble cast and I love Lacey and I love Wes, I was like, okay, give me some Melissa. Where I want to laugh. Right, because she's so good. She's so good at comedy, and she was so good at comedy in this movie. She stole the spotlight in every scene that she was, and it was a delight to have her in there. But so yeah, when I say should be a crime to underutilize star-studded cast like that, especially Melissa, because she's a huge star. And yeah, and I was disappointed. Things to point out. Well, Melissa played someone called Melissa. It went easy when they were calling her on set. I did not know there was such a huge demand for Mahjong. Apparently, it's a real life story, and apparently, I saw someone online also like the day of, or like the day after, talking about Mahjong. Nothing related to the movie. I was like, oh, I didn't know that was that popular. So I learned something. And at first, I was like, okay, the daughter's going to college. Is it a fall movie? And the weather definitely made it look like fall. Um, and then I was like, okay, maybe it's early. I heard at some point early admissions. Like, is she going there over the summer? But it didn't look really summery. But then they were on break from school, so it could have been summer. I don't know. At first, I was like, oh, is this a fall movie? Apparently, it was a spring summer one. Could have been. So yeah. Now, final thoughts. It honestly, and it pains me to say this, it is a pretty big disappointment. I knew coming in I was not going to be full in because I don't care about mahjong, but at least I was excited for the cast. But again, you cannot have all these big names and use them like that. um, I have to say that I kind of saw it coming, because unless you are Hall Up the Holly with a huge cast, with huge names, with still two leads, you have Lacey and Wes playing the lead characters, but they let everyone shine. Everyone is No one's just like popping up here and there. They have their moment and they let them shine. And I mean, they let Melissa shine, but like not enough, and they let the others shine, but not enough. Um, so unless you're Hall Up the Holly and you know how to balance it all, I kind of knew that some people were going to be in the background, because it was like, how are they really going to make that ensemble thing work? Um, I will say that at least happy that Melissa is still employed on Hallmark. She's been in a few Hallmark movies with Hall Up the Holly. She was the judge on Finding Mr. Christmas. She was in another Christmas movie. Um, she has never been lead. I think she could. I think Hallmark is developing new stories that I think Melissa could definitely be a lead in. So let's do that. But I was happy that, yeah, she's still in there, and she's going to be at the Hallmark Christmas Experience this year. So like they're definitely still counting on her, and I love that. But overall, this movie is a 2.5 for me. So yeah, that is it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comment what you thought of the movie. Did you like it? Um, yeah, if I'll say I wasn't very interested, because I just remember a review I read on Letterboxd. Someone said too long. I didn't think it was too long. It just was not interested enough for me. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Follow the Instagram at the Hallmark Guy Podcast, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.